Good evening, everybody. Okay, we're going to try something new. I'm going to make something out of leather. I'm going to make a koozie. It's something that's really easy to do. I hope you log in, watch what we're doing. I am going to hopefully if I can get my chat in here, get it so I can see chat as we go along, hopefully answer some questions, even just carry on a conversation as I'm doing this. I did try this once before. And the sound of the recording turned out horrible, so I'm hoping this is much better. We'll see how this turns out. This is the one I made before. And I tried some different lacing on each side. Turned out okay. It works. Let me see if I have a can so I can show you. Okay, so got me a can here from the grocery clearance center. It's a great place to shop if you're in Dallas. So anyway, fits pretty good in there. I did cut the sides a little bit, trim them down. But it still works. Learned some things with the knots. Definitely wouldn't use the same leather again. I've decided to get this leather this time. Last time I used this leather. And you can look, and I mean, there's definitely a thickness. So, we're not going to use the thicker. We're going to use this suede this time. Okay, so that makes me want to drink that. Luckily, I have a different drink. Okay, so we're going to start out. Get some information here for me. Sorry, I'm being a little quiet here. Just looking up something. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, let me get started here. I have got these templates that I purchased from Tandy Leather. It's can sleeves, 58037 000. So 58337. Let's see if I can get it to where you can see that. 5803700. And it's can sleeves, and it does tell you on the back things that you will need, required tools, recommended tools, things like that. Now, I will tell you, there are some things that I am not using, mainly because of the way I'm doing this one. I am not doing it where I'm stitching it with a waxed thread. So I'm using bigger holes, so I'm not having to use the pricking irons. I'm not having to use harness needles and thread. And I'm not really needing to use the mallet. So knife, straight edge is nice. I am using a template, so I'm not really using a straight edge. I am using an awl, scratch awl. And that's most of what I'm using. So I will show you as I go along here. But these are real good. It's got 3 templates. It's got your slim can. That's what this one is. It has got a bottle sleeve, so you can make it for your bottle. And then the one we're going to be using today, which is the can sleeve. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put these back. Just goes over here. And I'm going to get this leather out. Put it down like so. And I think I can get this one cut out of this piece right here. Yeah, I think we can do that. So that way we're not wasting too much leather. Okay, and I want to save this piece also because this is a good example of the holes that I have in this hole punch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out real fast. So the knife I use, it is the Japanese Higonokami knife, Higonnokami. And it's a Japanese knife. It's actually really nice, really sharp. I picked it up happened to go to Japan last summer, and I bought it in a town called Nagoya at Miura Knives. That's a really nice knife store. They're really nice, but you can go online and buy the knives at miuraknives.com. I'll provide a link of that in the description so that you can see it. Anyway, it's real sharp. It's real nice. So I'm just going to go along here and cut out my leather. Some of the times, doesn't always cut all the way through with the leather. You get different textures within the leather, so it doesn't always want to always cut all the way through. But that's okay. You just go over it a couple of times. Let's see. Okay, cutting through there. Gonna cut around this curved part. Now I'm sure there are probably better cutting tools for leather. I did see on the Tandy site that it is that there were some tools, but it was like 70 bucks and I didn't really want to pay for that, so I'm just using knives that I already have. Now, again, this knife, it is designed as a Japanese pocket knife, and the company that makes this has been around for 5 generations making this knife, and one of the few families that are actually allowed to make it, if not the only family that's officially allowed to make it, or so I think that's what I read. Will tell you it sharper than probably any knife I've gotten here in America. Does hold its edge pretty good. Really do like it. May need to buy me a couple more. Probably not cutting in the safest manner there, but I can't cut left-handed. Okay, let's just see what we got so far. We can trim through some of this later. Okay, now some of that looks pretty good. Just need to kind of trim up some of this here. Okay, there's that. There's pumpkin. Pumpkin, are you sniffing around, checking things out? Okay. Now I gotta get this little pumpkin. Hey. Let's hop off. There we go. Oh, let's see. Da, 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 da. Okay, this one's getting to be kind of a tight cut here. Really don't like these corners too well on the rounded part. So I went to McDonald's today for dinner, and my fries were not salted. Now I'm not one to really go for salt, but on my fries, you know, and I don't know if they were like fully cooked either. I mean, they were nice and kind of greasy and limp, but they weren't like cooked where they were firm and salty. So yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a disappointment there. Let's see. Trying to get a good cut. Now the Japanese knife here, I mean, so it is sharp. It's got this lever here, and that's what you use to open it. But it doesn't have a locking blade. It utilizes you holding your thumb on said lever to keep it from closing and, you know, to keep it firmly open. Very simple, but it does do the job. Okay. Now this leather that I bought, got this whole roll. Okay, I think for like $35. So I should be able to get, you know, several koozies or different projects out of it. So far this is my second koozie that I'm making. And really, if you get into doing this, it's not real expensive. I mean, when you think about it. So the first one I didn't make. First one I saw. Let me grab it. The first one, I got this one, of all places, I got it at H-E-B. Okay. And, of course, they used with the fur on, hair on, leather, cowhide there. Does look like they have a automated stamp process, so probably done very rapidly, and then they quickly hand stitch it. And even their hand stitch, I mean, they are using a very, very lightweight leather there, but I believe this was like $15, maybe 20, somewhere in that range at H-E-B. Okay, so for what you can make these for, you can probably make a whole lot more, sell them, make them as gifts. Various things like that. Now, of course, you are having to spend the time making it, but doesn't necessarily mean so bad. I think here we've got this like bump of natural hide. It's causing it to kind of jump there. It's just kind of a rough spot there in the leather. And let's see, we'll come around here. Pumpkin, you're just kind of getting in the way. Okay, so here is this leather. Just fold up like that, and we'll stitch it, and that will be our can holder koozie. So let's kind of look at what we've got so far, see where we want to make sure that we've got, well, what we're going to stitch. And so the only thing I see that I've had issues with the Tandy is that I do think they're designed maybe to be stitched. I mean, they do get right there close. See, this one's like right at the edge, but when you bring it around and overlap it, it's got a little bit of overlap. It's not necessarily super straight, but it's got some overlap there. But from what I've learned last time, once you punch your holes, once you start tying it, that kind of goes away. It also allows it to be a little looser to get in and out, whereas the one I made before, it's pretty firm. Okay, so what we need to do next is clean out this leather. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece off here. I want to hold on to this piece that is kind of shows me my hole options. Let's just cut right down there, so I'll just, okay, so made this. Okay, it just allows me to see what each of these holes do. And the one I'm going to be using for this one is the third one. Okay, so there's the biggest one right there, fits onto there, see, cuts through that hole. So I'm going to use the third biggest one on this right there, and I'm going to kind of do it like this. I think I didn't do this last time, but I think I can do this and kind of get away with it. We're going to try anyway. So having these clips is really handy. Kind of put them on there, hold things into place. And I'm going to try to do 2 holes at a time. That's the plan here. So I'm just going to figure out where I want my holes. And punch it on through. Okay. You know, I'm going to look at this other one, see how many holes they did. They did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll do kind of the same thing. Let's try to do it pretty evenly, so we'll start top and bottom. There's 2. let's see here. Okay, so have another one. Might be a little tight here on the inside. Let's see. Yeah, I should have gone a little closer with these. So these middle ones are going to be a little tight. I'll just fix it up a little bit better on the other side. Of course, I guess we'll have to match it up, maybe. I guess really I should have done it that way. So I guess I made a mistake there. Learn, right? Okay, so we'll just try to balance this out a little bit better on this side. See what we get. Whew. Okay. Sorry for all that. It takes a little bit of umph. Okay, so those are better situated on that one. So I think as long as we can kind of get those relatively close when we stitch it. I mean, at least there's 8 and 8, so you know, hopefully that works. So what we're gonna do, still with my cat, Pumpkin, hey, get down, or just sit right there. Sit right there. Okay, just sit right there. Okay, stay. Okay, so we're going to use the leather lace. Now, what they don't tell you is how thick it is. They tell you the width and the length. So really the only way to tell if you've got the thinner leather lace by Art Minds is to look at the total length. So the 50 foot is a thicker, and the 25 yards is the thinner. So we're going to take this let's look at how they did theirs. Now, I'm going to show you a trick so you don't have this thicker crossover on the inside of this. And I'm going to try to tie mine so it's not so thick, but it'll probably be on the outside. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if we can turn theirs inside out. Well, let's just say it doesn't turn inside out very well. Okay, here we go. So they just got equal lengths, brought it through, tied it up here. So what I am going to do, at least what I found was a good measure, is to go 1, 2, 3, and back up for 4, and make that the length of my cut. Okay, then kind of just like they did, it came out, in, brought it up to the same length. I'm just going to get this out of the way because it's definitely clogging up the view. So pull this equal, pull this, to the same length, okay. So I'm not going to do it so it's pulling tight over it. I'm just going to kind of keep it right there at the edge. Now, the one thing that I did learn is that when it's crossed over like this, it is a little bulkier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up on one side so that on the inside it's not crossing over. So now, that like that. Making sure my tightness is good. And then from here, I think what I'll do is take this little clip, hold that into place. Now I can cross. That's going to look funky. And I'll come up on the inside straight up. To see, just coming up straight up on the inside. Really? Straight up on the inside of this one. Make those are firm. And then we will cross over and keeping that same kind of cross over. And again, come straight up. Straight up on this side. Okay. So I got 3 stitches there. Now, what I like to do is make it so that the top looks a lot like the bottom and there's not a knot there. So what I'm going to do is choose one of these, and I'm just going to choose this one here. Come on out, come across, and back in. And by doing so, I just basically tuck these in. I'll be honest, I'm not great at various knots. So we'll just tie this off. I think the whole thing is going to come through there. So Let's just do this maybe a little different, because that's not going to be good. Probably an area I need to practice is my knots. Figuring out what's going to be a good knot here. So I think we'll just pull that tight. Do a knot on this side. Can y'all see? Hey, pumpkin. Okay, hey. I'll give you your head scratches. Okay. If he gets his head scratches, then he pretty much is done. Okay, are you done? Come on, sit over here. Look, hey, how about I give you a piece of leather? Not that one. How about this one? Look. Oh, yeah. Ooh, go get it. Go on. Go get it. So this is still a pretty good knot, but I think, as you can see, it'll still loosen up, and that puts that right there. Get our can here. Just see how that looks so far. Pretty good. It's that knot. Look at that. That knot makes that bulge. I don't like it. Okay. Start working on the other side, see what I can do. If you have any suggestions on what I can do, text it. Put it in the comments. Tell me what you think. So let's see. That's just a little bulky. I'm not sure what to do on that. So let's go ahead and start tying up this side. Two, three, four. Okay, so we're going to cut this one. Tie this off on this side, kind of like I did the other side, with some clamps to kind of keep things where they need to be. Now see how this one didn't come through, so a good thing with the scratch awl. This is actually a sewing awl, so it's got a little bit of a edge to it. They recommended that one better. So if it was in there and it wasn't quite you can kind of get it in there and edge around and get it out. Okay. Let's see. I'm doing the right side on the underneath, just like I did on the other side. Okay, we've got another piece here that we need to pop out there. And this side goes under. And you got a cat head in your view again. Okay, guys. Pumpkin, I need you off. There you go. Just stay down there. sometimes you just got to use your sewing awl to kind of poke things through. Without poking your finger. Okay, pull that a little tighter, get that close to each other. And just like this side, still want to figure out, but I don't think I can even do that. I'm just going to bring it out and tie it on the outside. Hey, don't chew on that. Let's see here. So what I'm having to do here is poke that on through, mainly because it's gotten really soft on the end there, on that tip. Okay, so this side compared to the other side, so this is what I'm trying to figure out. If I tie it on the inside, I'm going to have this knot. I don't want that knot because it makes it really bulky. So I'm going to undo this one. And just going to tie it on the outside. Okay, so I tied that on the outside. Let's try our can. Okay, look at that. Nice. It's a little loose, but that makes it easier to get in and out once you're done. I say. There you go. So do that. I think we'll cut down some of these. First, tie that really tight. Then just trim these off a little bit. And there you go. Nice leather koozie. Get your soft drink out of there. So here's one I did last time. You can see how that's much thicker. A little bulkier. This not so much, not as bulky. It's a little nicer. This is the one I bought. Now, I don't know what they use because that's even thinner than what I got. So I'm sure they got it someplace. I'm going to look, not this weekend, but next weekend at Tandy when I go down there and see what they've got that's kind of like that. So yeah. If you like this, I'm going to be probably doing some more leathercraft things and things that I pick up. If you want to see more, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. If you got any questions, post them. I'll try to provide some feedback. But that's it. Pretty much pretty easy. You don't need a lot of tools again. I used this, which you can get at Michael's. They have a similar one. But I got this one at the Tandy Leather store. Binder clips, of course. Any knife that you can use to cut leather. And then the leather lace art mines. I got this at Michael's as well. So both of them I got at Michael's. Let's see. Anything else? The templates, again, I got at the leather, Tandy store. You can get those online or go to a Tandy Leather store. Quick interesting fact though, I'll just let you know. Radio Shack was a Tandy company. Tandy Leather started in 1919. Of course, Tandy Electronics came after, but they were of the same main company. That's why you always saw Radio Shack, and it would say a Tandy company, because they were based, you know, same relationship to Tandy Leather. Okay, again, that's all I've got. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later with another project. Bye.